Welcome to SVG-TV News for Wednesday, April 24th, 2019. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. Help, not hate. That is what young people today needs. That's the view of Director of Marion House, Jeannie Oliver, as she spoke with SVG-TV News in relation to an incident which took place at South Rivers recently, where a young man was attacked by members of the community, reportedly over his sexual orientation. Oliver said that she has not spoken with the victim in question and therefore cannot speak on the matter directly. However, she noted that some of the problems facing the youth today are as a result of their home environment, peer pressure, and other influences. Oliver said some of the action exhibited by some young people today are a cry for help.
Thought neither government, NGO, or private sector, or even relatives and friends thought that maybe these boys needed some guidance. They needed a role model in their life. They were crying out, screaming for help. Nobody thought of that. And nobody offered it to them. But be that as it may, of course, the boys are asking for help. They are saying that I need somebody to steer me in the right direction. Somebody that I look up to, I can look up to. That as a mentor, as a role model, to assist me and to help me to deal with this confusion in my brain as a youth that I am confronted with.
Oliver said the violent reaction of the public because of one's sexual orientation is not the answer, adding that the assault of the young man in South Rivers, which was captured on video and has been circulating on social media, is a breach of his human rights.
We have pronounced them in a certain category. We have placed them in a certain category. These boys' rights, their basic human rights, are being infringed because we have decided as Vincentians to act as judge, jury, and executioner. None of us should judge anybody else based on their choice, based on their preference. None of us. These boys are looking for acceptance and recognition in society. I beg that we reach out and help them, assist them, help them to confront the crises that they are experiencing. Do not stigmatize and discriminate. What they're doing is not affecting society. It's not affecting you, and it's not affecting me.
The human rights activists took the opportunity to use a biblical quote to encourage all Vincentians to help rather than hate on an individual because of their sexual orientation or differences.
Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. I beg my Vincentian brothers and sisters, young ones and adults, those of us who can assist, let us reach out to the boys and assist them, help them to confront and to address the crises in their lives. Speak with them about what is going on and about the consequences, because they have not thought of the consequences. That's why they are cross-dressing. Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. And I ask from the head to the toe to do that. I thank you.
Meanwhile, Superintendent of Police Leonard Forgas said all individuals have a right to be protected regardless of their sexual orientation. In a telephone interview with SVG-TV News today, Superintendent Forgas, who is stationed at the Georgetown Police Station, said they became aware of the incident from the video posted on the social media site Facebook, which prompted their investigation. He said the right of all citizens must be respected and protected.
They were assaulting the young man, and we want to send a strong message to persons who may want to take these homophobic position against persons because of their sexual preferences. We are a country of laws, and the citizens are to adhere by the laws of this country. No matter what persuasion you might have, the police will be there to look out for all citizens.
The police superintendent said 2 persons are currently in custody assisting with the investigation and reminded the public of the laws relating to assault.
Any person who unlawfully assaults another is guilty of an offense, and if the assault is not committed in circumstances for which a greater punishment is provided by this code or any other law, is liable to imprisonment for 1 year. That is contrary to section 192 of the criminal code. So we have 2 persons in custody. We have Kadir Ned of Villa Point and Ezra Cruikshank of South Rivers.
More than 30 youths from the Camden Park Technical Institute received their Caribbean Vocational Qualification certification at an award ceremony held today at the Camden Park Apostolic Faith Church. The areas they received certification in are data operations, food and beverage services, electrical installation, and welding. The batch received just over 90% full certification, and according to the principal of the Camden Park Technical Institute, David Peniston, it is the first for the institute.
We were able to obtain a whopping 91% full certification. Of the portfolios that we submitted for review to the NQD SSDA last July. This means that 30 out of the 31 candidates' portfolios which were submitted met the requirements of the NQD and were considered to be competent, and as a result were able to receive full certification.
To date, more than 400 youngsters have received their CVQ certification since the start of the program a few years ago. Director of the National Qualification Department, Kenroy Kittel, said that the Camden Park Technical Institute continues to improve its standards in certification, which is quite commendable.
OTIs were offering the CVQ certification and having put measures in place, and I must compliment the assessors from the different institutes, and in particular, in this case, the Camden Park Technical Institute, who definitely have been doing their best to ensure that the quality and the standards that are required by the Caribbean Vocational Qualification are being met. We also have National Qualifications certificate and the Qs that has also been issued to students from this institution.
A government senator, Deborah Charles, challenged the youngsters to use the certification to enter the job market and make themselves competitive.
Asking you students, you young people who have been a part of this thrust, to go forth. You have been trained. We can't take back the training from you. Nobody can take that training from you. And even if you do not get a job at a recognized institution, you can become your own job creator. You have the training, you have the skill.
The Ministry of Education is again partnering with Hoda Education to stage the National Primary Schools Math Quiz. The preliminary run of the quiz got started yesterday and will run until April 30th at various venues across the country. The quiz will culminate with the finals in May. Last year's winner was the Canaan Government School, represented by Amara Adams. According to a release from the Ministry of Education, the competition targets students of grade 5, giving them the opportunity to showcase their capabilities in math and to develop a love for the subject. Local representative of Hoda Education, Byron Wilson, said that the company shares the ministry's vision of fostering positive attitudes in the teaching and learning of math. Hoda Education is part of the Hoda Education Group of publishers, one of the largest educational publishers worldwide, with over 100 years of publishing history. The opposition New Democratic Party, NDP, will host a youth forum tomorrow under the theme Young Entrepreneurs Positioning SVG's Youth to Drive Economic Prosperity. The forum will be held at French's House from 4:30 p.m. The party said the objective of the youth forum is to encourage the nation's youth to be entrepreneurs and to see themselves as having an important role in the development of SVG. The speakers at the forum are a lawyer and entrepreneur Misha Cruikshank, Director of Program Development, Commonwealth Youth Council, Environmental Change Specialist Aria Ledlow, and musician and entrepreneur Ruth and Lewis. Other speakers at the forum will include MP for Central Kingston, entrepreneur, Shadow Minister of Trade, Industry and Commerce, Private Sector Facilitation, Disaster Management and Labor, Sinclair Leacock, and Rachel Brown, Tourism and Hospitality Professional from Antigua. And Minister of Finance, Sustainable Development and ICT, Camilo Gonzalez, will launch a new book on Monday, April 29th. The book will feature a review by University of the West Indies lecturer Dr. Tennessee Joseph and comments by community activist, social commentator Renrick Rose. The book, titled Globalized, Climatized, Stigmatized, is 186 pages and is a collection of essays about the opportunities and developmental challenges of small island states, discussing debt, diplomacy, sovereignty, blacklist, inequality, climate change, the blue economy, and the role of the state in development, among other topics. Gonzalez, in his latest publication, takes an expansive overview of the various ways in which smallness and islandness affect the progress of islands in global affairs. A news release said the book had a successful overseas launch on April the 17th at the United Nations, where it was discussed by a panel of experts, including the UN Secretary General's Special Envoy for Climate Change, the chair of the Alliance of Small Island States, the chair of the Pacific Small Island Developing States, and the permanent representative of Canada to the United Nations. Monday's launching of the book will commence at 7 p.m. at the Calico Town Hall. In other news, Gospelfest 2019 will culminate this Sunday, April 28 at the Victoria Park, and will see representation from groups and individuals from the various zones across SVG. Chairman of the Gospelfest Committee, Manson Short, said Vincentians can expect a quality show with performances from local, regional, and international gospel artists.
Two overseas guest artists. We'll be having Blessed Messenger from Trinidad and Tobago, and Second Chance out of the U.S., a Jamaican artist who resides in the U.S. Okay, we're going to have at least 2 under 13s. We're going to have about 5 over 19. I'm talking about the songs. And we'll be having duets, 2 duets, 2 group songs. In the dance category, we'll be having duet dance, and group dance. We should have about 5 dances on the show.
The finals of the New Song Competition, which is a new feature added to this year's Gospel Festival, will be held this Friday. Short said the New Song Competition has gotten positive reviews and they will continue with it next year.
We'll be having a new song competition that is for people who have written songs, have never published them, never sung them. We have given them an opportunity to perform their songs, their new songs. Song competition will be given a recording contract and also will perform in the final show on the 28th at Sunday coming.
The theme for this year's Gospelfest is a glorious celebration of the gospel of Jesus Christ, and according to Chairman Schott, the festival had a positive impact on the Christian community.
Gospelfest really is an opportunity for anybody of any denomination, any age. We don't have any age limit. So we have an open opportunity for anybody to come, and whether you're a dramatist, you're a singer, you're a dancer. It was very good. It has improved a lot from last year. Last year we had a slight fall in participation, but this year we have had improvements in terms of attendance and participation in Kingston, in the North Windward area, and Beckway had great improvement. We have improvement in all the zones.